Hi and welcome to the Great Debaters Contest. I'm your host, George Kariuki. Thank you for joining us. The society at large imposes certain expectations on pop stars and actors. They are expected to uphold certain levels of propriety for the sake of their fans, especially the young. But do they really live up to this? Our topic today brings this issue into focus. The motion reads, celebrities should not be role models. Let's see how our debating schools handle this topic.
The motion this week is celebrities should not be role models. Proposing the motion, Alliance Girls High School. Opposing the motion, Upper Hill Secondary School. Each contestant has 3 minutes to make their submissions. The audience also gets a chance to put their questions to each team. Each side will have an additional 1 minute to make a final statement. The judge's decision is final. But in a twist, the audience also gets to have their say through the popular vote. This will see an extra 5% added to the school that wins this vote. The winning school will get an ICT chill-out zone with a widescreen TV, computers, webcam, and internet connection. The teacher from the winning school gets 100,000 shillings courtesy of Chase Bank. The winning students each get a laptop and modem courtesy of Safaricom, a gift hamper from Hako, and a gift hamper from mimi.co.ke. And together they all win the title, The Great Debaters. May the best school win!
We'll start with proposer number 1. You have 3 minutes.
My name is Stephanie Mbogo from Alliance Girls High School, and I'm pleased to be here. I would like to say that celebrities appear to be people who have good personalities, but in real essence, they are masked, and they are, when we scrutinize them keenly, they are people who are craving for attention from the public eye. They crave for attention from the youth, they crave attention from the old, they crave attention from all over. Another thing about celebrities, many care less about the wealth of a nation. Many care less about the morality of the people. They just look forward to them, to bettering themselves, no one but them. Another thing about celebrities is the fact that they have introduced obscene forms of language. They, be it through art, be it through literature, be it through music, they have used indecent form of language, which has made the African people especially lose their way. They have lost their roots in their moral ways. Another thing about them is that they keep on having religious plurals, which has affected many of the youth in Africa today. Like, for example, let's take a celebrity, a well-renowned person who today they are Christian, tomorrow they are Islam, the next day they are Hindu, the next day maybe they are pagans. This has caused confusion between the children or even the people in Africa. And the confusion they have, for example, is they're going to follow what they do because they look up to them as role models, which I say is not right. When we're judging our role models, I would say it is best if we look at the people, we look at their intrinsic qualities. Do they have the charisma we need? Do they have the personalities we need in this nation? Do they have the characters that you would like your younger children to have? Another thing about them is the outward personality shouldn't be who they are on the inside, because outward personalities, more often than not, are deceptive. We have to be keen and choose with the knowledge of who they should be. We should be choosing people who are worthwhile personalities. I finally say that a role model is a person who should give their own time, attention, and even financial help to the people of the society to help them. If a celebrity does that, which very few do, I'd say then that's a celebrity. Thank you.
We'll hear from opposer number 1.
Thank you, host, for giving me this opportunity to strongly oppose the motion that says celebrities should not be allowed to become role models. celebrities should be allowed to become role models because they offer us inspiration. Take, for example, the great musician artist, for example, someone like Adele. She's a person you can say she doesn't have one of the best voices, but she persists, she sings, and she moves the crowds. This is something that if you emulate it into your studies, it will help you. You persist and persist and persist. Someone like Ben Carson, he began by getting 3% in maths, but at the end of the day, he began getting 100% and ended up becoming one of the greatest surgeons in this world. Another point about celebrities is that they educate us. Take, for example, last year we had this very famous song by a man known as Uncle Konaya, known as Merimela. If you listen to that song very well, there was a lot of information in it, educating us as the youth on how to live good lives. He guided us very well. That is something very good about the celebrities. And another thing about celebrities is that they enable us to discover various careers that we can engage into. For example, Pamela Jelimo, she began running, she ran and reached the Olympics and won. And after that, we saw many young Kenyan women getting to do the same thing, and they have won, and Kenya has become famous for that. Thank you.
Proposal number 2, you have 3 minutes to argue your motion.
I personally do not have a problem with celebrities, but I would strongly, and I emphasize strongly, or propose that they should not be our role models. Why, you ask? These are people who are living the lives they want. They are being defined by what they do. They do not get influenced by all of us. They do not get influenced from the people. But we as the people, if we decide to put these people as our role models, what are we doing to ourselves? We are losing the identity that we have, our personality. We end up being people who, when you sit back in the long run and think, did I really want to be this person that I have become just because I have put and have set my goals to becoming a person who is a celebrity? We should strive to become who we are without being influenced with any other person. Secondly, why do we allow ourselves to give the celebrities their faith? We give all our faith to these people who we have no close or personal contact with. We do not know their in lives. We do not know what they go through or what they do personally. If all the shows they put up is just something fake for us to see, for us to emulate. These people are not leaders, people who are supposed to guide us to where we're supposed to be. Now, I want to finish by saying, do you want to become outstanding, or do you want to become the standard measure? Do you want to become a person of yourself, or do you want to follow a person who is already there? Do you want to be the next Stella, or the next Stephanie, or the next Suleiman? Or do you want to become the first you? Thank you very much.
Proposal number 2, you have 3 minutes to argue your motion.
It says about husbands and wives running from their husband. It simply helps the 2012 Kenyan, because when you look at our marriages, they are simply breaking because men and women lack the morality to stay in a marriage. So when Wahuda sang that song, she showed the celebrity in her that she knows that the modern Kenya needs this song or needs this advice for it to grow. Your other point was these people change religion. These people do not know their particular religion. It's so discouraging that you only have the point. But I would really like it if you could give us an example of such a singer, because I really don't know of one. And to add to our points, charity. I'll bring to you an international singer, Lady Gaga. I was so surprised to see that this woman helps children's homes. I saw her giving food, clothes, and other commodities to these children. Though her songs, though her behavior are not according to our standards, a negative part of her. But let's look at it. She helps in the Kenyan society, in the international society. So, Thank you.
My name is Brian Alex Omoya, coming right after the break. More questions, more debate, and definitely the judges' results. Stay tuned.
And I would like to know your definition of a role model, because you say that as people, we should not be influenced. We should strive to act ourselves, to be ourselves. Then who is a role model? Because I believe a role model is someone who's supposed to be influencing you positively. So, and you had said earlier that we should try and strive to be ourselves, not to be influenced. So I would like to know your definition of a role model.
Now, inside here, when I approach any youth here and I ask you about a hero, the only person you're going to tell me is Lil Wayne, T.I., Jua Kali, Jim Watt. These are the people who we are here debating about, who are the so-called role models. And these people are not role models in any way. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Faith Pepela from the Alliance Girls High School, and I would like to answer your questions in the following order. One of you asked that, why do these people give money? Don't they have the right motive? But I'd like you to look back on this. When exactly is the point where these people begin giving help to the society? When exactly do they decide that this is where I will come in? Isn't it where they fall bankrupt, or where the society has gone against them and decided not to view their programs or buy their videos? Isn't it at that point of need where they decide to reform the society? The motive. What is the motive behind their actions? We don't say helping is wrong, but look at the motive. Celebrities only do this so that they can recover their fame. And then you asked, who is a role model? I'd like you to ask yourself, don't you think you're a role model to yourself? Why are you relying on a celebrity? What they say is the end justifies the means. That's what they say. But we want our means to be true and honest. This is an honest Kenya. We don't want to be influenced by celebrities who follow tribalism. Today we see them singing in this rally. Oh yes, let us follow this person. Tomorrow they're singing in this rally. They're confusing Kenyans. Is this the kind of people you want to emulate? You say Lady Gaga. Thank you for mentioning a name. But as a school, we have a name to protect and a pride. We will not mention names because we are not going to judge anyone. We are not judges. We are just going to express ourselves in the most decent of ways. We are not going to judge the person who's already there because of how they got there. We don't know how they feel right now. We can't go back and say this is wrong because we don't know ourselves. We can't judge. So yes, I will say she helps, yes. But have we looked at her dressing? Is that the kind of dressing you'd want your daughter to wear 2 years from now? This is Kenya, and in Kenya we shall be open about everything. We want role models we can look up to. You are a role model. Believe in yourself. Don't believe in someone whom you don't know the motives behind their actions. Believe in yourself. You are the role model. That is my definition of a role model. I am a role model.
Opposer number 3, you have 3 minutes to answer your questions.
The adjudicators and the House at large, I thank you for this opportunity. Maybe to start with your question, you asked if I would ask any youth of any role model, he will tell me Giuliani and some other people who they have nothing good in them. There's one Swahili proverb that I'd like to refer you to. Banyani mbaya kiatu chake dawa. If at all you have seen the negative side of them, then at least in one point they are positive. Let's take, for example, Giuliani, who you gave. This is a person who came from low levels of living to high levels through putting use of his talent. These are things that people can learn from the celebrities. We need not to stand and say that we don't have any celebrities to look up to. And if at all we do not have any celebrities to look up to, maybe ask yourself, where are you going? And my fellow colleagues say that if I'd want my mom to wear the clothes that Lady Gaga wear. Please think of this. Lady Gaga, in a certain concert, came with a dress that was made of meat. Thinking of it in another way, if the meat was a prey of a killed animal, of an animal that just killed the prey and left it there, and Lady Gaga found this, and instead of leaving it to rot there, he decided to use it as cloth. That is using your mind. That is what we need. You look at the good side, follow the good side. If they have the negative side, leave it. We all have the opportunity to judge and do the right thing. Thank you.
Let's have winding up statements from the proposing team.
Thank you for this opportunity given to me. To summarize what we've said, I hope we have proved the veracity in the fact that celebrities should not be role models. I don't think it's correct for us to justify their means. It's not correct for us who don't know where they've been to justify what they have been doing. And to conclude, I think they should not be role models because they have brought about sexual immorality, they have brought about religious plurals, they have brought about corruption in many forms. And I think it's best if we be who we are. I am a role model of myself, and I hope you are one of yourself.
The Swahili say, binadamu si kisiwa. This means that a human being is not an island. A human being cannot live alone. A human being needs influence from other people. The best way of learning is by observing from others and trying to put the same thing into our lives. Role models are people who we look up to and try to take their good values and put them into our lives, not the bad ones. And so, in whatever we do, we need to have someone who we are looking up to, someone who can give us direction, someone who will guide us on the right way to follow in order to get somewhere. So, really, I think what you're doing is wasting time. I'd advise you to skip over to this side because we need role models in our lives. And the best role models we can take up in this modern world are the celebrities. Thank you.
Let me just start off by commending the two teams for a very good start to the debate this morning. Just a couple of comments. I think I liked it that at some point the term celebrity was defined for us, and that was good because then it puts us in context in terms of what we are talking about. I really admired the passion in some of the debaters. Faith being one of them, very passionate about defending her argument, and Brian as well, from Upper Hill. And I'm happy that you defined, the term celebrity for us and for the audience.
Try to engage the audience, not necessarily asking questions to them, but throwing questions to them that you may not necessarily expect an immediate answer, but throw questions to them. That's the idea of argumentative, having an argumentative debate. To come to the other the first speaker from Upper Hill, Solomon, the topic was well understood. I think you also very passionate. The presentation was quite exemplified. You gave examples that were relevant. That was quite impressive.
I think it would have been critical for the proposers to set out the definition of a celebrity from the get-go. That would have made it much easier to explain what you were trying to explain. The other thing is failure to give enough examples. I think it's been mentioned, really critical. That would have been really important. Although you girls were very passionate, you spoke with passion, and in particular, Stella, opposer number 2, you were nervous when you started, but you conquered your nerves, and you ended with a bang, and that was amazing. To the guys, excellent use of the team, to the team from Upper Hill School, excellent use of examples. Each of you had a number of examples, and you went from local, And you moved from local examples to even international examples, and I think that was quite important. I also think you gave a definition at some point of a celebrity, which worked in your favor once you had defined it, and that was very clever.
By a show of hands, the people who felt, if you felt the opposers had a stronger argument, please put up your hand. And how many people are for the proposers? I think it's the opposers have it.
Before the audience vote, we had the proposers, Alliance Girls High School, at 67%. We put our scores into a percentage, so we ended up with 67%, and we had Upper Hill School with 71%. So with the additional marks, that brings the final marks to Alliance Girls High School, 67%, which is still commendable, but Upper Hill School, you have 76%. Well done, you're on to the next round.
That's it from the Great Debaters Contest. I've been your host, George Kariuki. Thank you very much for watching.
The winning school will get an ICT chill-out zone with a widescreen TV, computers, webcam, and internet connection. The teacher from the winning school gets 100,000 shillings courtesy of Chase Bank. The winning students each get a laptop and modem courtesy of Safaricom, a gift hamper from Hako, and a gift hamper from mimi.co.ke. And together they all win the title, The Great Debaters. May the best school win!